Welcome to my discussion about my new upcoming book, which will be released in Finland for a Finnish publisher. And the book itself is about globalization and how to become successful in this new global world. And the whole idea behind the book is because I'm a Finn and I used to be corporate CEO for a Finnish company, and we had the opportunity to sell the company to a large US organization back in 2004. So I'm kind of taking the practices and the experience that I have learned during the years, and based on my experience as well as the experience of my fellow countrymen here in the US, this book will be almost like a collection of everything that I have learned during the past 10 years. I have lived in Dallas, Texas with my family since 1998, and the last 2 years I've been running a company called TELUS International, which really is all about bringing European technology companies from Europe into the US marketplace, building their channels, building their presence here in the US. And some of these organizations might never have their own physical presence, and this might also mean that we will be the organization for them, selling and distributing their products in the US. The book itself is really about how a Finnish organization can build their presence here in the US, and how they should be thinking about the discussion about outsourcing, how they should be building their channels here in the US. And there's a lot of things about that it's really hard to make a solid judgment in Finland if you are in Finland. And that's why part of my book is to discuss about reference framework. A reference framework really is a statement that I personally believe that should be considered in every single strategy that a company are taking. The reference framework is different for each and every one of us. My framework is based on the fact that I have an educational background from a business school. I have lived in the US for almost 10 years. I have a background in both Finnish and Swedish language. I have been in software product development, software product management, and sales the past 17-18 years. That's my reference framework. I cannot assume that another person would have the same kind of experience. They might have a larger or more extended experience that I do. But when I work with my clients around the world, I always have to remember and consider this factor that we cannot assume that we are all alike. My first chapter in my book is all about the reference framework and the views that I have in this world and the views that other people might have over the world. The second chapter is all about the changes that are taking place in this new global world. I'm talking about the opportunities that Finns might have when entering the US marketplace, or in fact any marketplace. It doesn't have to necessarily be US, it could be any marketplace. I'm also talking about the competitive factors that one has to take into consideration when entering this new global world. I'm talking about the change of innovation, the change of innovation models that are taking place. That's mostly about chapter 2. I'm also talking about Web 2.0, the changes that really are taking place in the marketing world as well as the world of enterprises. This new form of Enterprise 2.0 really means that organizations are doing their business in a different way, such as using blogging, such as using wikis, such as using podcasting, online videos to educate and discuss with people around the world. My third chapter is really about what kind of premises a European company should have when entering the US marketplace. Because my book is for the Finnish marketplace, I'm talking about the types of characteristics that Finns typically have when dealing with the international world, the international marketplace. I'm also explaining and writing about a framework that I use when evaluating organizations that want to enter the US marketplace. It has to do with the management of the company and their maturity, how well the product development organization understands the requirements when entering the US marketplace or the global world, the marketing department, and many other factors. I also discuss about the factors that some organizations take when entering the US marketplace or the world, which are based on wrong premises. The fourth chapter is all about the changes that are taking place in organizations around the world, and that this really means or is kind of a more deep down analysis of what Web 2.0 means for organizations, such as knowledge management, such as using new ways to get yourself heard in this marketplace, like using Google AdWords and many other new modern ways to do marketing. I'm also talking about the changes that are taking place in business models around the world, specifically for software companies. How to arrange, the fifth chapter is how to arrange the manufacturing, whether it's manufacturing of physical products or manufacturing of or development of software, and how that should be distributed and how that should be licensed around the world. My sixth chapter is about setting the sales strategy for the company. And the follow-up chapter is number 7, which is really dealing with the sales process itself, such as how should a person, specifically here in the US, initiate a sales process, what it really means to do lead generation in today's world, how it differs from the days, let's say 4 or 5 years ago, how is a typical day of a US salesperson, what kind of tools a salesperson should use in today's world, how to utilize social networks. And the eighth and the final chapter is all about interviews. I'm in the process of interviewing organizations, specifically European executives that live here in the US and have been running their businesses successfully, some not that successfully. So the aim really with this book is to have a collective summary of the experiences that I have had and experiences of other people that I know and that I have met during my years. I'm in the fortunate position to travel around the world in different places. Just recently visited Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, as well as Sao Paulo. I opened a chapter for IMCP in Lithuania. I was last week in Paris. So I really have the ability or the opportunity to meet with people around the world and get a better understanding of their cultural differences and how to deal with them from a business perspective. So my book hopefully will give the reader a better understanding of how the world works seen from a European perspective here in the US. I'm a European. I live in US, so I have seen both sides of this Atlantic, how things work. Thank you so much, and I wish you a good continued year 2007. Bye bye.